and welcome to episode 15 of Tommy and Grant Go podcasting. Welcome. This is the podcast number 15, the big 15. Do you know what they say about number 15, Grant?
What do they say, Tommy?
It's the one that comes after 14.
There you go. Welcome everyone to
Hi.
Tommy and Grant Go podcasting. We are super excited for this one because
Yeah, usually we're not excited, but this time we are.
usually when we do these, we're just like, nah, whatever. But this is a very special episode, as we've talked about, through this whole process, we learn and we adapt, and we are at the point right now where we're ready to really show ourselves out there. And this is, fingers crossed, going to be the first live. Well, not, how would you say it? Not live.
Video?
Yes, it's the video version that we'll be uploading to our YouTube channel. So if you are an audio listener and would like to see what we look like while we record this, go ahead and go over to our YouTube channel. I will put that into the description of the show as well. But for those listening, it is just simply, if you just search for Tommy and Grant Go, you should be able to find us on YouTube.
Yeah.
Yeah, so here we are. It's exciting,
isn't it? What else? So what are you up to?
What am I up to? Well, before we get to that, we are forgetting something. We always have to recognize the great people at Superpod Network that we are part of. Yes, so we are part of a little group of indie podcasters at superpodnetwork.com, and a great group of people that we are part of. Good community with that. And throughout the show, you will hear us say, hey, leave a comment or whatever. If you're on YouTube, go ahead and comment down below the video. If not, though, you can always email us at taggopodcast@gmail.com as well and leave us comments. We've read a few off, and as a matter of fact, our last episode we had superfan Andy on, who has emailed us a few times as well. So, but yes, we are excited. Gonna try to kind of go into, like I said earlier, just the video version as well. Just kind of see how that goes.
See if you like our faces.
Yeah, and if you don't, then just keep listening to us on audio. It's fine. You won't hurt us.
See if you like our voices.
La 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 la. So, I actually feel like, I don't know why, but this whole week I felt like it's been a while since we've talked. I mean, it's usually 2 weeks anyway, but on this,
I feel like with the guest last week, we didn't have our typical me you chat. It's been a month since we've had just a me and you chat.
Yes, if you don't count the bonus episode that we dropped.
And I don't.
That
was a parody.
Yes. If you have not listened to that one, go ahead and go back, find it. Our retro rehab, a lot of fun doing that one. Just a quick little 10-minute.
If you don't understand why we did it or what any of it means, just message Grant. He'll explain everything.
Yes, I will, and you can find us.
I don't think we have time for it.
Yeah. So, you can message me, find me on Blue Sky, or just message us Blue Sky at just search for Tommy and Grant. My number is just bleep out a bunch of stuff then right here. So, no, this is exciting. I'm curious how doing video, but also keeping in mind the audio people as well. I don't think we're gonna do it. I don't plan on doing a ton of like video gaffes.
No, I actually there's a podcast you and I listen to that does do the video jokes, and I know it's a silly little thing, but it doesn't. I wish they didn't do as many as they do.
Is that the two guys?
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. I know every once in a while I feel like I need to, when they do it, I'm like, okay, let's go back, pull that up on YouTube to see it. Because there's some that I'm like, I really want to see what they do.
Yeah.
So yeah, we're having fun. We're enjoying this episode 15, like you said. Good times. So we're ready to spread our wings. We're ready to expand to new media.
Yeah. So, after this, maybe we'll figure out how to get on the actual radio. Over the air radio.
I actually, to be honest, I would love to, if we can get this down for a while and everything, maybe at some point do like a live stream podcast episode
Hmm.
where people, if they want to come in, they can jump in, comment, and all that stuff with it.
Yeah,
But
we'll
yeah,
just sit there in silence until people comment anything.
yes. Ask us anything, we'll answer it. We just sit there,
We have no
wait,
agenda.
nothing at all. So, speaking of which,
Mhm.
do we have anything on? I haven't even looked at it. I mean, the agenda
Oh
that
yeah, I
you're.
put one thing. Yeah, there's a couple
Mhm.
things you put that have been there for like
Yeah,
7 weeks.
yeah, we can get to those eventually. I know what those are. What'd you put? Let's talk. It's this
How is
remember this podcast is always, it says Tommy and
is
Grant.
yeah.
It's Tommy's first, so it's always about you. So we always want
Oh,
to make sure
well,
you're taken care
question
of.
for you.
Oh, you
My
have a
first thing is a
question for
question for
me?
you. Yeah.
Okay.
How was your Father's Day?
Oh, geez. So when we're recording this, what was that? 2 weeks ago?
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah. It was good. Yeah. In case you're a first time listener, both me and Tommy are fathers
Daddies.
to we're yes. Oh, I like that actually better. We're daddies. Um, yeah, both of us no experience raising girls, as both of us just have boys.
Hmm.
So,
Hmm.
but yeah, it was good. Didn't really do a whole lot. We actually were at a wedding that weekend, so I was
Oh,
actually
that's right.
traveling.
We
I was
were.
traveling back on Father's Day, but it was good. Got some nice little treats as well, little snacks that my wife bought me. So, how
Nice.
about you? How was yours? Because was this your first official one?
Yes, this is my first
Because
one
I was trying
as
to
a
think if
father
you're a
of
little,
a human.
yeah. Because he wasn't. Was she pregnant though during your
Yeah.
the other?
Uh-huh. She
Yes.
definitely
Okay.
was. Hmm.
Yeah. So do you? So I want to ask you that. I'll flip it quick with you.
Sure.
So I've seen sometimes people like when they're pregnant will sometimes celebrate like Mother's Day or Father's Day.
Uh-huh.
What's your thoughts on that? Being pregnant with
We
no.
we we've celebrated Mother's and Father's Day every year in our 7-year marriage because we have two dogs that we have been parents for.
Oh, nice. Okay.
Hmm.
Your fur babies. Okay,
Yes.
good. Yeah. Because I know when my wife was pregnant, we did, I never really did anything Father's Day, but Mother's Day we did because she
Hmm.
was going to be a mom type thing. So,
Yeah.
yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. Oh
Yeah.
man.
But sorry. Well, how was yours though? I want to go back to
Hold
that.
on. Can we do a memory first that I had unlocked? Um,
No, we're talking about Father's Day.
7 years ago, I'm gonna talk about Mother's Day. Um,
Okay.
7 years ago, I was at church with my wife, and uh, all the guys got together, and they're like, "We should message everyone for Mother's Day," and they like dished out the phone numbers, and I was like, "I don't know who this person is." It was like other people in church, and I was like, "What if they're not a mother?" And they're like, "Just make it nice, make it sound nice for Mother's Day." So I texted this.
So hold on.
Yeah,
Just
it was
getting
their idea.
random number.
Yeah, it was.
So they got every single like female's number.
Yeah, they were just like like obviously they were friends with people or like new
Okay.
families in the church. It was stuff like that. So it
Oh
was like,
boy.
wouldn't it be fun to message everyone Happy Mother's Day something? And so I just had this random number of a person I don't know that everyone was like peer pressuring me into doing it. So I texted this stranger. I was like, "Hey, I don't know if you're a mom or not, but Happy Mother's Day. Um, in case you're a mom in the future or a mom now." And they just sent back thanks. And I was like, "I hate everything about this. I do not enjoy anything about this. This is not making her day better. It's making my day worse. Awful.
Uh, I just even though even though they would never know
Terrible
who it
idea."
was, I mean it was, yes.
Um,
It was a very bad idea.
my Father's Day was good. I went to the Air and Space. My wife brought me and my little boy to the Air and Space Museum.
Oh, yes, you sent
Uh-huh.
me a few pictures of that.
I sent you a giant text that you didn't respond to. Uh,
I'm sure I
maybe
did.
you didn't get it. No, no, you didn't. I'm looking at it right now because I wanted to refresh my memory. You sent your coffee golf score, and then an explanation about how you could have done better, and then you said Happy Father's Day, and then you didn't text back until
Did you
I
like
texted
ask me a
again.
question in it?
Well, I said I went to the Air and Space Museum. Do you want to know now, or should I save it for the podcast? And you said both. And so I sent a
Okay.
big message, and then you never responded. I was like, well, he must want to talk about it on the podcast.
Okay,
That's what it was, right?
I
That's what
must
it was,
have.
right?
No, I'm gonna go on the limb and say I never got it.
It's possible. It was a long text, but that's cool though. So I still got to tell you about that now.
All right, go ahead. I'm as you're doing that, I'm going, nope, I'm not. You know what? I don't care. I don't want to see if I got it or not. I'm just going to assume I never did. I'm a great friend to you. I didn't ignore that.
I text way
Let's
too
do
much though. I'll be honest. Um, so
yeah.
they had a lot of cool things. What they since it was Father's Day weekend, they also had a car show. So there was dozens of cars amongst the planes.
Was that part of that giant text that you
Y-
sent me?
No, I don't think it was.
Okay, good, because I do remember you telling me
No.
that part. So
Oh,
I'm like,
right at the very end, I did.
of that giant text.
Yeah.
Oh shoot, I didn't respond back to that.
But so that was annoying. I don't know anything about cars, and they were just in the way. And there was a bunch of people who were looking at the cars only. I was there for the air and space, you know. I went into a flight simulator, which was super cool. It was it
Okay.
had the like enclosed pod and everything, and you could go upside down completely. You could it was only $11 for 3 minutes, which isn't a lot of time, but I was expecting it to be way more expensive. Um, it didn't have all the controls I was hoping for because I've played a flight simulator at home with the yoke and the rudders and everything. So I did very bad, and the graphics were bad. They were like 1990s level graphics. But turning and actually like physically hanging in the air, like I would bang to the right, and literally the only thing holding me up was the straps on my shoulder. Otherwise, I would have just tumbled around. That was super
Oh,
cool.
nice.
It was very cool. Um, I got to go inside a Moonlander piece segment. Um, from what I researched, NASA was taking offers to build the next moon lander for people, and this company built one, and they were not selected. So they just they put it in this museum, and you can walk into it and look at all the science stuff. And so that's the closest I've come to space, I suppose.
Is that
That
I'm gonna interject here. That's
Yeah,
is that a dream of yours again? I can't remember if you
to go to
shared that with me.
space.
That yeah.
Oh yeah, absolutely. I
Okay,
was
that's what I thought. I feel like we like knowing you all these many decades. I feel like
decades.
you've told me that before. Like, oh
Uh-huh.
yeah, it'd be fun to go to space.
Yeah, I would
So,
love to go to space someday. I want to walk on the moon or Mars,
well, it's
whichever is
not
easier.
the moon landing is a hoax. So no one's ever been
That's why I
there.
said Mars. That's why I said Mars.
Mars. Uh, I was really kind of hoping to get more of a rise out of you with that.
Fine.
No,
No,
so
no, it's okay. No. Um, what
just for the
else did I
record, I do
do?
not believe that. Go on.
You do not believe in the moon yet.
No, it's
Um,
made of cheese. So
they had a bunch of exhibits for different wars, and
is this all from your
lots.
giant text still?
Yeah. Uh huh.
Okay, you did tell me all this stuff.
They had a.
I'm a really bad friend that I never responded back to anything of that. Because everything you're saying, I'm like, yep, I read that. Do you remember
Oh,
that? Yep.
I think. Let me see if I sent it in another one. No, I didn't tell you this one. This is new information to you.
Yay!
So these planes are huge. I don't know if you knew that, but like the bombers and stuff, they are
Yeah, they're
giant
massive.
planes.
Massive.
And their main thing is like carrying and dropping bombs. Like they're not like jet airliners where you can walk from the front to the back in the cabin. They're like mostly for holding bombs. So there was one plane where there was people could be in the front and people could be in the back, but there was no way to walk between. It was just a tube with a rope and like a sled on the bottom that you would have to just lay down on and pull yourself through. And they had one of those that you could go into. And I did that. And that was an arm workout. But just what a crazy thing to be like, I need to go to the front of the plane, better pull myself along this rope to the other side.
Yeah, I don't remember reading anything like
No, I
that.
didn't say that
So,
one.
no, that's actually kind of cool. And I guess I never would have thought of that. That, yeah, with all those planes holding, like you said, the bombs, there would just be, yeah, spots for people here and there.
Hmm.
Huh, that's very interesting. Like to
Yeah,
think that that's back then that was their most efficient way, and I mean it probably was, and probably
yeah.
honestly still is. I mean,
Mm. I can't
like
imagine being in a plane in wartime, like
uh especially
flying.
like being in dogfights too.
Yeah,
Like
yeah. Like you can't. There's nowhere to hide. You're just in the sky.
And I'm assuming a lot of those planes are pretty good, like armored, but
Hmm.
everyone's probably like, oh, if we're going to be in sky, what
Well,
bullets do we know can go through?
the
So
front
they're,
definitely isn't bulletproof glass, or not from like airplane guns. I'm guessing.
oh, yeah, like crazy,
They had
crazy.
the desk that George W. Bush sat at after 9/11 when he made a stop in Omaha on his way back to DC, and that's where he did some of his stuff. They had that desk there that you could see.
That's, this is his desk.
Uh-huh.
He sat
He
here.
sat here. He touched it.
He ate a sandwich at this desk.
They had a tire from the a tire from the moon, the actual rocket that went to the moon. They had the tire from it. Because when it lands like a plane.
Yep.
They had one of the tires,
I'm
just
trying
the
to
tire.
think what, it's not Apollo, is it?
I don't know, Voyager maybe. I don't remember. That was a
It's,
long time ago.
oh, yeah.
They had a recreation of a living room from the 1960s, so you could imagine that you were in the
Oh, like
1960s during
watching
the
that.
moon landing. Yeah, a lot of
19,
cool stuff.
1969, we went to the moon.
I don't know, man. That was before I was born. It might have.
I mean, I feel like that's the song from Even Stevens that they sing in 19. Yeah, I think so. 1969, we went to the moon.
Moon landing. I'm googling it. 1969.
1969
Yep,
is my guess.
you were right.
Nailed it.
1969. Wow, what a
Nailed
time.
it. Yeah. Nailed it.
Um, no,
Nailed it.
I knew that this place existed, but I didn't go because I wasn't sure if I was going to like it. Because I was like, I mean, how fun is it going to be to look at a bunch of planes? But they had a ton of stuff to do, a ton of stuff to interact with, and I would
Didn't
love to.
you? Didn't you also fake fire a gun?
They no, not like that. I didn't explain that very well in the text. They had a Gatling gun just like just sitting out that you could just like look at, and
But it was one that was actually used. You said.
I don't know if it was. I
You
just said
told me
if it.
that in the text. You said that. I
Oh,
think you
hold
said
on.
it was one that was actually used. I could be wrong, but I'm almost positive you said I touched a gun that fired bullets during the war. Your
Again, I
exact
was
words.
like, did this kill anyone? Did
Oh
any of
yeah,
this stuff kill
sorry.
anyone?
Ah,
I was questioning if it was.
yes, you wanted to know if it did. That's right.
Yeah. Yeah. Hmm. Hmm.
We're gonna say yes, it did. Totally.
Okay. Then
One. It was only
I
fired one time, one bullet.
one bullet, a Gatling gun would just fired
Yeah.
one bullet. Just
Yep. Then it malfunctioned, but it took one person out before then.
man, I don't know what's wrong with me. I went to that place and now I'm playing Battlefield 1 where I'm just doing World War 1 battles.
You're entering
I'm
your
I'm in my history period.
yes, I was gonna say the every guy goes through it. So no, you were saying that you didn't know if you're gonna like it or not. Um
Hmm.
do you remember when we were seniors in high school we went to DC?
Yes.
So do you remember the Smithsonians? All of them?
Vaguely, very vaguely.
So I don't remember where I went specifically. I think I went to the Air and Space one. But I do remember thinking that at some point in my life I want to get back there, and that's
Hmm.
all I want to go to because people have said to like because there's a bunch of them all along that stretch, and they
Hmm.
said you need like 3 or 4 days to hit all of them up
Yeah.
and everything.
I,
And
I remember seeing the dinosaurs there, obviously, because that was the first time I had seen dinosaur fossils in real life.
yep.
They're
So I
big.
think I don't know why like yeah that stuff like growing up I never really cared much about it, but yeah,
I
going
mean, yeah,
there it
who
was
would?
cool.
Have you ever been to an art museum?
I've never been
I wonder
to
what
an art
you'd
museum.
think. What do you think you'd think?
I mean, well, when you say art museum, I guess I take that back. In my town, there is like a place that every once in a while will have exhibits, and I forget that I was there one time and went and looked at it. I mean, I would
I don't think it
enjoy
counts.
it. I mean, I would enjoy it. I probably wouldn't like spend a ton of time in there like I would at a place like that where it's like airplanes and space stuff, but I mean, I'm I'm classy enough I could appreciate a good art.
I think what surprised me, I've only been to one. I think it was in Des Moines. I went with some friends. I was
Des
surprised.
Moines.
Des Moines. It's French for Des Moines. Um, I was surprised at how impressed I was with the actual like seeing it in person, being like someone did like a billion strokes to make this, a billion paint strokes, and like seeing like I was like it's actually kind of impressive that people can do this with
Oh,
paint or with
it's
oil or
very
whatever.
impressive.
And you just don't get it the same thing from looking at it on a phone screen or a computer screen. Like seeing it in person, you're like, oh, okay, this is I kind of get it a little bit more now. And
Yeah,
there were some
no,
that I
it's
saw where I was like, am I feeling something? Am I being moved?
what
It's
is
just like a
this?
picture of a dog.
It's just a pencil in a corner that you think is
Tears
art,
streaming down my
that you think
spine.
is art, but someone
Yeah,
actually just left it there
yeah.
accidentally. Um, yeah, like when you really see it and appreciate. I mean, I will, like you said, I'm very impressed when
This is
people
your
can
goal
do stuff
before the
like
end of the year. Go to an art museum.
where.
I don't know.
You
Figure
just
it
told
out.
me that you just told me going to the one
There's
in my
gotta
local
be
town.
one. There's that's yeah. Hold on, hold on. I mean,
Please
you can
hold on
talk.
as he googles. Yeah, no, that's my goal for the end of the year. Okay,
Yes.
perfect. We're
Yep.
6 months
There are
away.
some in your town.
I know there is because I actually think I know the person who kind of is the head like art person in all of Sioux Falls. Um, I went to
Jeremy.
I think well, I don't know if she's the head. I know that she just recently got a new job with something in that art aspect in our town. So yeah, I don't know. We'll see. I'll
Hmm.
probably not do it, but we'll see.
Okay. Well, I'm gonna forget to check in, so there's that.
Perfect. Awesome. We'll never know. Hmm. So,
Can you draw?
yeah. Can I
You can.
draw? I mean,
Yeah.
everyone can draw.
I can't. No, I'm gonna say straight up, I can't draw. Like
You can draw.
if I asked you to draw a horse, could you draw a
I
horse
could.
and people would recognize it as a horse?
Yes.
I don't think I could.
Oh, you easily could.
Mm-mm.
You could draw a very crude. My son, who is 4.5, has drawn horses, and I can see it.
Yeah, I'm sure because he's more artistic than I am.
No, you. Everyone can draw. Some are just
I'm
way better
obviously
at it.
being a little over dramatic, yes, but I've never been able to draw
You
or
know what?
color.
This is this is what you need to do. Is after this episode drops on Blue Sky, I want you to upload a picture and ask people what it is.
Okay,
But it has
I
to
can
be
do
of a
that.
horse.
Do you?
No, actually, no. It can be anything you want, and just ask people, "What do you think this is?"
Okay,
Should it
I
be an
actually
animal though?
I'm not going to draw a dinosaur because that's all I drew as a kid was
Yes,
dinosaurs. Just the same dinosaur over and over again. It was a Spinosaurus. I drew hundreds of them in my life.
because I would say like tell you what to draw here, but I think it'd be even better for you just
Yeah,
to
yeah.
draw, post it. Yeah, when we drop this episode, you can tag along with it.
Um, no, I've always been terrible in art classes.
No,
I don't have
I am
any
too.
creative artistry in my body at all for like drawing, coloring, crafting out of clay and stuff. I remember in shop class, we had to make a board. Did you take shop class?
Yes, I did. I think we had to.
Do you remember what design you put in made in your board? Because you had to put two pieces in together so you could put a design in the middle.
Like we had to cut something out.
Yeah, yeah.
I think I might have gave it to my mom, so it probably was a heart.
See, I didn't put anything in mine. I just put two boards together. Couldn't even think of anything to put in there.
You could have put a circle, dude.
I know. I
You
could have
just
made the Hawkeyes logo. That would have been
oh,
impressive,
that would be
actually.
sweet. No, I'm not. That aspect, I'm not creative at all. And the funny thing is, my oldest, the other day, was watching kids YouTube, and then all of a sudden he goes, "Hey, can I have a piece of paper?" I'm like, "Yeah," which isn't which isn't weird because he likes to like draw and stuff with that. But then all of a sudden he went over to the table, and I kind of like just peeked over, and he had the phone next to him, and he'd sit there, watch it, pause, and he would do something on his phone. And I go, "Hey, what are you doing?" He goes, "No, no, 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 look." I'm like, "Okay." And he watched the whole thing, but he literally drew and copied what the like it was a step by step drawing. And it was really funny because why he picked this one, but it literally was the character Bluey from Bluey,
Oh yeah, yeah.
uh, their head coming out of a toilet.
Oh sure.
Like,
Like that's the what's it called? That's a thing. That's a thing.
is it the Skibbity?
Yeah. Yep. That's it.
Yeah. Yeah, I didn't know that. So, but like, and he was so, and he did, and then he did it later on again. He's like, "Hey, can I draw this again?" I'm like, "Sure, dude."
Can I
So I'm
draw
like,
this? It's
so I'm like,
adorable.
okay, so like this is, I'm like, okay, do I keep, nurturing this? Like, do I have a little
Do you,
artist
do you
on
want to
my
build this out of
hand?
clay? Do you want to build a
Yes.
Skibbity Bluey out of clay?
Skibbity. I think that's actually what the title of the video was too.
I'm sure.
Uh, speaking of which, another quick funny story about him is today my wife texted me
That's
that
hilarious.
yes, so that's the end of my story. So, what else is on our agenda?
It's now that's it. That's the only thing I wrote on the agenda. I
Okay.
have not been eventful last 2 weeks.
Huh?
Um,
Huh? All right,
so
so
it's
we
yours.
have okay, perfect. So these have been sitting forever,
Hmm.
and I like these little weird things. It's been a while since we've done it, so there's really no good segue for this.
Mm.
But this has been pondering me for a while. But Tommy, if you had to commit murder and get away with it, how would you do it?
Could it be anyone?
Um, ugh, yes.
Okay. I mean, the easiest way would be to go to somewhere rural.
Okay.
Um, just like where there's no cameras, no one, just kind of not necessarily a country road because you're going to be waiting for a while, but maybe even just like a house. Find the house of an old person who lives alone and doesn't travel to town very often, and just kind of go in there and pop them, and then leave.
Jesus. Boom, done. Good.
And then I come back and be like, "I did it, Grant," and you'd be like, "What?"
What?
And
Yeah.
you're like, "You asked if I could murder
This would
someone."
actually this
You're
would
like,
actually
"Tommy,
be
that was a
really fun.
hypothetical."
Yeah. This would actually be really funny. Like 40 episodes from now, you just come back, you're like, "Hey, I did it." And I'm like, "What?" You're like, "Just
That was my
I did
challenge
it."
for the year.
Yeah, I did it. That's all you need to know. It's the deed has been done.
I I
So,
know I would be a terrible hitman based on me playing the video game Hitman.
which the best part about you mentioning that is we've had some pretty good ideas for like
Oh,
let's plays together on doing Hitman stuff, but
yes, that's
and a
one of my
lot of them
dream. That's one of my dream let's plays.
and a lot of them I don't even know if it's like actually logistically possible unless we are
It is, but
together.
it would either be terrible content or the best content.
Yeah. Um
Can
no,
I
that
say it? Can I
actually
say it to the people? I feel
what?
like it's dumb to just leave it open like that. I want to describe it.
Oh, oh yeah, okay. So in case people don't know, because I know some people um maybe aren't video game players, but very quick background on there's a series called Hitman. Basically, you're hired to, take people out, assassinate them. But the cool thing about this, and you can correct me if I'm wrong, Tommy,
Oh, I
is
always do.
there's multiple ways to take someone out in every
Mhm.
single level.
Yeah, yeah. It's
Like
totally
you
up
can,
to
yeah, you
interpretation.
can,
Like, you can do
and
whatever you want.
yeah, you can it's cool. So that's the gist of it. So the floor is
So what
yours.
I think would be a super fun idea, this is a two-person job, is one person would go through the assassination to learn the layout of the level, to learn how everything works, because it's kind of like a clockwork thing where people, like for example, there's one assassination at a Formula One race, and you can go all over the track. You can go to the lockers, the backgrounds, wherever, go to the pit lane, etc. So one person would spend their time planning, like learning the layout of everything, learning the paths of everyone, where they go when, and then they would the second person would play the game then, but they would not have experienced any of that, and they can only be guided by the the first person. They'd be like the person in their ear telling them how to do
Mhm.
the assassination. I think that would be
So
fun.
would you be watching that or would you kind
No,
of be
it would
so
just be radio.
so you would not be able to so let's just say you were the one who went through. So
Yeah,
you would just be telling me
correct.
and I would have to kind of describe what's going
Yep.
on as well.
Yep.
Oh, it's almost like reminds me of um there's a game called their Don't Let It Explode or Don't Let the Bomb Explode or
Oh,
whatever,
yeah, 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 yeah. 30
where
seconds or
yeah,
keep
where
talking and no
yes,
one
keep
explodes.
yeah, keep talking and no one explodes. I think that's
Okay.
what it is. Which is really I think would be really fun to play with as well with you at
I've
some
always wanted
point
to play
too.
it.
So, the funny thing is me asking about that what's the best way to murder wasn't even one of the agenda things. I just wanted to randomly throw you for a loop and just see how you'd answer it.
One of the things I did in Hitman was you can knock people out and then take their clothes as a disguise. I was going through a mission, and there are people who will recognize you even if you're wearing a disguise because, like, if you have the disguise of a construction worker, the boss is going to recognize people's faces, so he'll know that you're not a construction worker. Anyways, every single disguise I picked in this place, everyone in the place knew that I was not who I was supposed to or claiming to be. Like every time, I knocked out like five different people, five different outfits. Everyone knew that I was not undercover, and I was like, "What is going on? How does everyone know every time?" I couldn't go anywhere because people would like spot me. Eventually, like 45 minutes later, I realized I have an AK-47 strapped to my back, and they know that that's not normal. So they're seeing me running around with that, and that's why they're spotting me. And I was like, I such an idiot.
So silly assassin. What am I doing?
There was another time where you see like the pieces to the puzzle, but not how they work, and you try and get them to work. There was a puddle on the ground, and I could do a loose wire to it, and I was like, there was a
Hmm.
loose wire hanging
As
around. I
right.
was like, I
The
can
funny thing is, right when you
electrify.
said the puddle, I was
Uh,
like, "Oh, you're gonna electrocute him!" Like I knew
yep, yep,
instantly. Like what?
yep. And so I spent like 30 minutes trying to get this wire to go to the puddle, but also to have the guy walk through the puddle to get electrocuted.
Just imagine you like hurting him. Like go this way, go
Yeah,
this way. Don't
yeah.
ask questions, sir. Just go this
Mm.
way, go this way.
I just could not get him to walk into the puddle. But I was like, so because I was like, it has to be, this has to be possible. They wouldn't leave these two things right next to each other. I eventually had to give up because again, I'm a terrible assassin. Like I could have just waited until he was alone and knocked him out or anything else, but I just kept trying to get him to walk into this puddle.
I mean that game. Yeah, there's so many. That's what makes it good. Even just playing normal is there's so many like in your head. You're like, this is what I want to happen, and you will spend the next 30 minutes trying to make it happen when you're like, I probably could have walked somewhere 12 minutes ago and just like put poison in this guy's food or something, like
There's a really great clip from Giant Bomb from probably a decade ago, where they're on one side of the door, and on the other side they have their like assassin vision where they see the guy, the target on the other side of the door, and so they're like, just go in. He's got an axe. They're like, just open the door, throw the axe, leave. Just do it quick. Door, axe, leave. And so he opens the door, throws the axe, and like as soon as he goes through the doorway, you see 20 other people around the guy he's going to assassinate. So he just takes it and throws it in the guy. Everyone sees it. They're all screaming because they didn't know those people were there. It was a great time. What a great game.
um yeah, well, guess you can't leave any witnesses, so I just started blasting away.
Oh man. I'm sorry, just
uh,
thinking of more funny things happening.
oh
What
yeah,
could
I mean it's good. I mean maybe that's something we think about
because that
dabbling. Maybe
totally
we dab.
happens. That totally happens.
Yeah.
I knocked a guy out, and there was a delivery man that just happened to go by on a bike and saw it, and I had to chase him down while he was on his bike, and I was like, "Stop! Stop running!
Come
I don't
back,
want to
please.
kill
Come back.
you."
Uh well, speaking of killing you, this
Yeah.
next question,
Uh-huh.
good segue here is I saw this somewhere and I actually gotta
Was it the
let me
internet?
yes. I actually have to bring it up to make sure I tell you this. Oh yeah. So you have 36 hours.
I had
Okay.
more than
So
that.
yeah, no, that's you're gonna die in 36 hours. Um, you have 36 hours.
Okay.
Your goal is to eat $1,000 worth of. Well, let's back this up a minute. What's your favorite fast food place?
Culver's.
Oh, even better. You have 36 hours to eat $1,000 worth of anything from Culver's, and you get $1 million.
Okay, first, let's do the math on my regular, which is a double cheeseburger basket with just ketchup, cheese curds with a side, and a Dr. Pepper to drink.
Hmm.
Um, so
The original,
$1,000. That's about $12 total. So that'd be 83 of those meals. Um, divided
the
by
original,
36 hours. That's 2.3 per hour. I don't think I
yeah,
could do it.
no. So the original one I saw was it's McDonald's. Like you
Mhm.
have with that. So Culver's, that's kind of like, oh, that's a little more spendy. You could probably get it. I don't think I could.
No, I don't think the
Like
human body can handle it.
they were figuring out like what's the best bang for your buck, like
Yeah, but I just
figuring
don't.
all of
Yeah.
the like
So,
breaking down nuggies.
uh-huh.
I
I, mm,
I mean, it would be like the more I think about it, I'm like, okay, would you feel miserable? Yes. Is it even possible? You know,
I don't think so.
like I like there's a small part of me who thinks, and I don't know how much it would be, but like if it was McDonald's, I almost feel like I would just do like nuggets and just like buy $1,000 maybe worth of those and just casually start eating them, like
Yeah,
just
yeah.
going through.
Hmm. Or
So
yeah, I'm not sure. I'm trying to think because there's really no way to buy. They don't have anything like super expensive. Like you can't buy a
no,
steak for
that's
150
why I
bucks.
think it's such a great question.
Mhm.
It's like, yeah, what's your strategy? What would you buy? So
Yeah,
for those, I mean, for those listening, I mean, go ahead on our YouTube, just comment down below what would be your strategy for this, or if you're an audio listener, go ahead and either come to our YouTube and comment or email us at taggopodcast@gmail. Tell us what would your strategy be, and could you even do it? You can even pick the restaurant. I don't even care. Like I just
hmm.
don't know if it's possible, but it has to be fast food. Like to order $1,000 worth of food, and you have a day and a half to eat it.
What's your favorite fast food restaurant?
Oh, I do like Culver's as well. Um, Fast food. I mean, I don't get it at. Do you count Taco Bell
Yeah. Oh,
as fast food?
what do you
Oh,
mean? What do you mean? Do I count Taco Bell? Is that a sit down restaurant?
well, I mean, you can
Are you
sit
gonna
down.
Are you gonna take your wife on a date to Taco Bell?
No, she hates Taco Bell.
And it's a well, still that yeah, of course it's fast food.
Okay, well then it's Taco Bell. I completely forgot about that. Yeah, Taco Bell, hands down, not even close.
So what do you get from Taco Bell?
Whatever they have in like their little $5 box or $7 box or whatever their thing is, because it's the amount of food that's thrown in that for the amount of
It's
money.
crazy.
Yeah,
It's a crazy good deal.
yeah.
Um,
So whatever they have, which yeah, because it's usually that's a hard shell, and then beefy burrito or something
yep,
I think like
five
that,
layer
and then
beefy big burrito,
yep, and then there's something else just
and it's
added.
the specialty.
Yeah.
Oh, I guess I get the $7 one, so I get the specialty. I think this works better for McDonald's, but so let's just go with McDonald's. You have burger, fries, and nuggets. Let's just say, for example,
Okay.
how are you eating them? In what order are you eating them? Do you just
Mhm.
mix and match? I'm
um.
really curious.
So I old Grant would have yes, and this actually when we first started dating, it drove my wife nuts. So anytime I would eat, I was a one at a time
Yeah.
like person. Like that's
Okay.
what I would do.
Uh huh.
So in that case, so I have burgers, fries, and nuggets.
Yeah.
I think I would go burger, nuggets, fries.
How come?
If I mean, I always just say fries last. Like
Any
and I
any
still do.
reason?
I think because they're in my head they're salty, and so I like to
Okay.
end
Interesting.
the meal salty.
So
I don't
what
know.
wait, what does New Grant do then?
Oh, now I mix and match.
Oh, it's just
And
whatever
by
your
mix,
hands reach first.
well, in that case, this is what it'd be is, um, I would casually eat the fries. I would still eat the burger first, then the nuggets. But throughout that, I would have a fry, like in between stuff here and there. I do that, but I still would have a good chunk of fries left to end.
So
So,
I eat one at a time. and I go from least
Not
delicious
not really shocked with that.
to
So
least delicious to most delicious, so that the meal always ends on a high note. So I would go nuggets, fries, burger, because the burger is the best part.
okay.
But when I get
You'd go
Culver's,
would you say you'd go nuggets, fries?
nuggets, fries, burger.
So you don't like the nuggies.
I don't really. I never get nuggets, so
Yeah.
that would definitely be first over.
Yep. Okay, but
Um,
at Culver's, yes, let's hear this.
Culver's, the cheese curds are better.
Yes,
Um,
I would agree with that.
and so I eat the burger first, and then you've got the box left over, right? So I dump the cheese curds in there because now
Then
I
I
can
eat the box.
now I eat the box. Then I can push this even further because which cheese curd is going to be the most delicious? The biggest ones. So now that I've got the box, I can put the small ones on one side, the big ones on the other side. I can eat the small ones first and the big ones last. So I get the
Yeah,
big juicy cheese curds.
you don't have OCD at all, bud. Don't
No,
worry.
no. I'd be fine if I didn't have to do that, but I choose to. That's the difference between me and autism.
I have a choice. I don't even know if that works that way. I don't. So how does your wife eat? Just out of curiosity, is she a one at a time
Mixes
thing?
mixes around.
Mixes. See?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's how my
Mm-hmm.
wife is too.
Mm-hmm.
Unfortunately, my youngest does eat just sporadically anything and everything, but
Unfortunately, you
my
got to fix
oldest
that.
though, no, when I said unfortunately is because I meant to lead in because I would after I started saying that I'm like, wait, both my boys are different. My oldest eats one at a time.
The American way.
Yeah. Um. Yeah, that made me just think like how like
You've
do
never
other people
you've never put deep thought into this like I have.
no like
Come on,
do other
come
people
on.
mix like is that a thing like do like if you polled Americans majority are they mixers are they one at a timers.
Kyle, maybe
I'm
they could
guessing
email us. Let us know.
where would they no we've already done that plus it's in the
Just end
description just
every
look that up
single
people.
segment with that.
um the funny thing is I listened to another podcast where
That
they
is funny. Yeah,
it is thanks. um so yeah we're kind of getting near the end of the time. Do you just want
we're running
to
out of time.
do you want to just stop the other one and just should I move that one down? The last one. I
Oh
mean,
yeah, because we have another one. Yeah, move it down for next week. Let's make it
okay, we'll move it.
9 weeks that that one's
We'll
been
keep
on there.
moving that sucker down. So, well, since this is kind of our first, hopefully, like I said, video one, we'll see how
Mhm.
everything goes. Just want to welcome everyone, and on YouTube, I guess the cool thing to say is like, comment, subscribe.
I don't know if people still do that. That was like from 5 years ago.
Well, you know what? We're still that far behind the trends that
Yeah,
we're gonna
that's true.
say it.
That's true.
Hey everyone, like, comment,
Like,
subscribe,
comment,
tell your
subscribe.
friends,
Click that
share
bell
this.
to be
Oh,
notified when
that's
new
the other
videos.
one. Yep. Then the little bell comes on the screen.
Yep. Hmm.
The nice thing is this is gonna be a pretty raw video too. Like I don't know if we'll spend a lot of time
We don't
editing these, so
we don't know how
people.
to edit video, so
False. We do. I've been learning.
oh.
That's a very good dramatic pause right there. Good. I no, I haven't been learning at all. I mean, I've dabbled a little bit, but so yeah, we hope you enjoy this and yeah, do you got anything for the peeps?
No.
No, this is it. We're just gonna wrap it up.
Yeah.
No, you actually have to sing the jingle.
That's the end of the episode. Thanks for listening. You're the best. And we hope you will listen next time. Bye.